Hey guys, I'm back here with a new video, and today it's a acrylic painting. And this drawing, oh my gosh, I really like how it turned out. First of all, this is amazing. I rarely use acrylic paint, and I decided to try it today because this painting has been sitting in my room for like months and I haven't touched it. I always think to myself, oh, I'm going to do it, I'm going to paint, but then I don't, because with acrylic I feel like you have to be extra special with your setup, especially if you're recording. So you have to like have your paints all arranged on your palette and like have perfect lighting and stuff, and I avoided that at all costs because I was like, that takes so much work. But even if I didn't record this whole thing, I still would have to have a clean setup because of one, my dog, and second, like, I want to try and take more care of my paintbrushes because I am like the worst. Like, I sometimes leave them in paint water. Now I'm like trying to get better at taking care of my paints and everything like that. One thing I started doing, and I know this is obvious, but you technically with painting you're supposed to have 2 glasses of water, one for your dirty water, one for your clean water. I never do that, but then I watch Casey Golden, she does this, and I'm like, why would you do that? And I tried it and I'm like, oh my gosh, wow. It's so stupid. It's like extra stuff that it doesn't seem important until you try it out, and it's like, wow. So yeah, I'm kind of glad I didn't use watercolor because I personally prefer watercolor more than acrylic, but I feel like now my brain is like telling me to experiment more with watercolor because I feel like the reason why I need to get better with it too. I feel like because I want to make more watercolor paintings as well in my sketchbook, but I feel like how I paint, it's like wrong. I mean, you could break the rules with painting, but still I feel like I need to like sit down, watch tutorials, do some swatches, take care of my paints more. I feel like because okay, this is what I do. I put my paints in oh my gosh, palette. I have like those closed palettes where you could save the paints for later. I do that and I never touch them, and when I open them up, they're like all falling out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, wow. And sometimes they would have like dust and dog hair on them because I have a dog who sheds, and it's like, oh my gosh, how? So I feel like if I try and take care of my paints and research how to use watercolor, then I can start using them more and get better at it, because I really want to make more illustrations with watercolor. I said this again, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm repeating myself. Oh my gosh. Yeah, also I bought like masking fluid that you could like manually like draw. It's like those, it has like a tip so you can like draw on a certain area and that doesn't get affected by paint. You guys, I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I might just keep doing the illustrations in my sketchbook just for practice, and then later when I'm more confident, use my watercolor paper, because I really like my watercolor paper. It's just that I never, oh my gosh, I need to like start small with tiny paper and then get bigger when I get better, because I feel like when I sketch on bigger watercolor paper, I never finish it, I never touch it. It's just the same thing as this painting. Like, I bought this gigantic canvas, I drew on it, I never touched it. It's just like, what the heck, just start small and do it like that. So yeah. Okay, so back to this drawing. As you can see in the beginning, I did like a color swatch to see like what color goes where. I really wanted this picture to be mainly with kind of warm earth tones, because I really like earth tones. I don't know why. Last year I started liking them. I feel like it's because I realized my whole art theme, I want it to be around illustration and fantasy art. So like I feel like I need to learn how warm colors, earth tones work together and everything like that. Don't get me wrong, I like other colors, I like pastels and stuff, but like I like using greens, I like using browns and stuff. And it's kind of weird because green's not even my favorite color. It's like, it's blue and black, but I'm starting to learn to like turquoise or mint green. It's like super pretty. So yeah, I used the software Procreate for the whole mock-up thing, and then I used it as a reference as I was painting this picture. And for the paints, I used Apple Barrel acrylic paint. These are student grade. You can get them at Walmart. They are very good, and you can really make good details with them, and they're very cheap and they last long depending on how you take care of them. Don't be like me and be like lazy with them. Although I have this thing where you're supposed to hang jewelry on, but I put paints in them and they work just fine. It's just that, you know, I have to shake them before I use it, and I did not do that. And you guys could see, like, in the beginning of the video, like, some of the paints were watery, and I'm like, oh, I didn't shake it, I'm sorry. Oh well. So yeah, okay. So oh my gosh, this is like everywhere. So with this painting, I decided to name it Plant Witch because she's technically a witch, but then she doesn't look like a witch. She looks like just a random fantasy character. And yeah, also, oh my gosh, when I was taking a break on this picture, because my camera had to like charge and everything like that, it was like nighttime, and I was like on my phone. Oh my gosh. And when I keep looking at the picture, it looks so weird because there's like no black outlines or no line art on it, so it looks so weird, especially with the eye part. It's like, oh my gosh, it was super creepy. So when my camera was finally done charging, I resumed painting, and I decided to use acrylic markers at this point. I have like these De La Rowney acrylic paint markers. They are very good. They're like kind of like Posca pens, I guess, but like acrylic paints in them, I guess. They're not markers, but like, yeah. I mainly use black and the white one for the highlights for every painting I do. Because the white one's so opaque, it's like amazing and cool. And I did not feel like using a black paintbrush to outline this whole thing. It would take forever. So I used paint marker, the black one, and it turned out very, very cool. I did have to go over some spots though, because the pen was like kind of drying up, so I had to like keep pushing on it to make more paint come out. And yeah, and then as the final painting was like almost done, I decided to add tattoos because I really like paintings that have tattoos on their characters. I feel like that's super cool, especially like if it has like fantasy type ones. Honestly, for me, I probably would never get a tattoo, but then it's like, how about you draw your characters having them? But although, fun fact, none of my OCs have tattoos yet. I think one does, but I feel like the others don't. Like the main characters don't. I think one of the villains do, but it's like a good reason. So yeah, so that's all I have for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really want to make more paint videos like this, but you guys, no joke, they take forever. So I should like plan like a month in advance of the painting I want to do, and do it like that, like record snippets like that. I don't know. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy this video. Sorry if it's 10 minutes. I really wanted to make it shorter, but I couldn't. So yeah, I'll see you guys on Wednesday for a studio vlog. Bye.